Fellas, this is it. This is what it all boils down to. We got to make one final push. My name is Noah. This is week 14 of the summer shred. And newsflash, my ass has plateaued. Like hard in terms of weight loss. Kind of in terms of mental health progress as well. But we are in the midst of a nasty plateau. Let's get on the scale and let's validate what I already know to be true so we don't need a drum roll. I'm stuck. SOS, like I want feedback. What do you guys think I should do this next week? Because I got 1 week left. The summer shred is over. Summer will be over. And I had an unofficial goal of weighing in at 210 by the end of this summer shred. Started the summer shred at 227, but this really goes back quite a bit further because I started this whole deal of weighing in on Sundays in the original cut series back in January when I weighed 240. Alright, that's a lot to take in. Let's get on the scale first, but we need to talk some shit out. Last week I weighed in at 212.5. Let's see what this week had in store for me. So as you guys can see, I gained 0.3 pounds yet again. That makes 3 weeks in the midst of a plateau, and I've never ever plateaued that long while actively pursuing weight loss. So it's different for me. Now, I will say I did start creatine monohydrate 3 weeks ago, 5 grams a day, and so I sort of understood the first couple weeks of the plateau, but otherwise I've kept everything the same. Diet has been on point to the same degree that it was getting me from 227 to 212 before this sudden plateau. I might be getting a little too liberal with my complex carbohydrates. Perhaps sodium intake has gotten a little crazy too because I find myself eating out more, but I'm making sound, healthy choices. No added sugar, no gluten, no processed food, well, almost no processed food, tons of water, tons of leafy greens, like I said, and I stick to fruits for my treats, and I'm mixing up my protein content. You know, my volume of food seems like it's been consistent, but I just don't feel like I've been overeating, and I've been exercising like a motherfucker. Now, I always kept it kind of lackadaisical in terms of quantifying things, tracking macronutrients, stuff like that, because I've been having so much success. But what I found, even when I was using MyFitnessPal for a few weeks there, is it really wasn't changing my progress. It was like the exact same as when I wasn't using it. I want to see 210 on that scale, so I don't know if I need to cut carbs. I don't know if that's what this whole thing is telling me, like really limit my carbs. Maybe I need to do more conditioning on top of the training I'm already doing, which I can hardly imagine adding any more volume, but I don't know. I want to hit 210 really bad thing. As you guys know, I've been having a harder time and been in the midst of more of a depressive crash with lots of anxiety and obsessive thoughts for about 5-6 weeks. And it remains to be a daily battle. It really does. But I am trying to hold on to the positive moments. I'm trying to ignore the dark ones. And I am putting things in place to help protect myself and just stay towards the progress of being safe and getting mentally well. So I have an appointment with my psychiatrist tomorrow. We are going to touch base about the potential bipolar 2 diagnosis. See if I can get some feedback from him. I'm really scared of medication. I'm also finding throughout my week that mornings have become extremely hard. I find myself being severely depressed when I open my eyes, whether it be from sleep, throughout the night rather, or a nap. It doesn't really matter. The moment I wake up, I feel extremely depressed, and that's been unfortunate. You know, that's something that's reminiscent of back when I was in my major depressive episode years ago on this channel, and it frightens me a little bit, but I'm trying not to overthink it, which is hard because I obsess. Your guys' support and feedback, by the way, has meant the world to me. You guys have been incredible. I don't know where I'd be without you. My primary care physician also suggested to make an appointment to do some neurofeedback with a colleague of hers, so I'm going to look into that as well. And my 12-step sponsor wants me to buy the book Meditation for Dummies, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that about wraps up my mental health check-in. You know, we're fighting the good fight. I'm fighting the good fight, and that's all I can say. Diet-wise, like I said earlier in the video, we've been doing a lot of the same. What do I need to tweak? Add this, take away that. I'm willing to do just about anything to hit my goal of 210. That would really mean a lot to me to end this summer hitting that goal. So this is where you guys dive in and fucking play puppeteer with me. I'm very, what's the word, receptive to your feedback on this one. I mean that. I'm not just saying that and then I'm gonna go do whatever the fuck I want. I will absolutely take into consideration your feedback. A lot of you guys know a lot more about cutting than I do. And I want to see this end in the right way. I've been so dedicated, so it's been discouraging to plateau. It's been another good week of exercise. You know, I continue to enjoy my experience with CrossFit. I actually got to do some bodybuilding this past week, which was pretty fun. I posted a video talking about that yesterday, showing some of that footage just because I couldn't make it to one of my CrossFit workouts. But other than that, the next day I had an all-time 10 rep PR on my deadlift. It was touch and go. I still have a lot of form issues to work out. I seem to shoot up my hips real fast, causing my lower back to take on more of the workload than it needs to. But it was still exciting because my deadlift and my squat have really improved during CrossFit, which makes sense because we do so much bar work, and Olympic lifting requires you to pull off the ground. This week was also the very first time I started to figure out my double unders with a jump rope. It's one of those little detail things in CrossFit that I really struggled with when I first came in. I couldn't do a double under. I could barely do singles for jump roping. So it felt really good to get a couple workouts in this week where I was actually able to do double unders. Just seeing that progress, it felt really good. And I kept my hands mostly healthy. No, not so much. I still got to work on that too. But it was a really fun week in CrossFit. We did a lot of different things. We focused on a lot of different areas. Got to work on my snatch. Got to work on my overhead squat. Got to work on some Olympic lifts. I got as much footage as I possibly could. And it was just definitely a really good week for training. Another thing that was really exciting that happened this week is I got to go watch my fiance compete in her very first CrossFit competition. I filmed her doing her event. She did such a good job. She worked so hard. She finished in the top third of her group for her very first time ever competing. Her teammate Becky did an amazing job as well, so I got to go there and support not only Jesse, my fiance, and some other team members, but the coach in my gym, and that was just a really fun experience. It was the first time I'd ever been around a CrossFit competition. I definitely want to enter in one, just like I want to enter in a powerlifting competition, so that was a really fun experience. So I think enough has been said. I think we know what to do. We've got 1 week left, 7 days to really make it count. Now, I don't plan on going back to any sort of old lifestyle after the 7 days. In fact, I wanted to ask you guys what you think I should do on Sundays once the summer shred is done. But focusing on the task at hand, we got 7 days to really make this count and wrap up an experience that really has stretched quite a bit further than this summer. For anyone that's been around this channel, you know this is probably my 3rd or 4th go around at weight loss and weekly check-ins and dieting and all that stuff. Last August, I was 246.7, something like that. Lost some weight, gained a lot back. Ended up at 240 in January, lost some weight, gained a bunch back. I came back here at 227 at the beginning of the summer, so this has been a long haul. I'll keep you guys updated this next week on how my visits go with my doctor, whether I'm going to start that lithium, which is a bipolar 2 medication, and how my training goes. And if I want you guys to stay in close touch with me, so be on the lookout for other videos. Follow me on Instagram. My handle is Big No No, link in the description. I'm doing a pretty good job at posting every single day, and I'm doing a pretty good job at responding to anyone that reaches out to me on that platform too. So that's a way that we can communicate on a more daily basis if you want. Some of you guys have been keeping me updated on your progress, and I've really enjoyed that experience. We've sort of been doing this together, and that's been really fun. And let's finish strong. Let's finish together, and let's not cut any corners. I'm going to leave it all on the table this last week. And God willing, I have a good mental health week. We can continue to dig into that. I want to focus on more positive things because, it's easy to get lost in the problem, and I'm trying to focus on the solution. Have a great week, guys. We'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me.